Assalamu alaikum. This is Halal Foods Kitchen. If you have overripe bananas starting to get spotty, you don't eat them anymore, this is the best recipe for it. So let's start baking. We have 3 ripe bananas. When the bananas are nice and ripe, they will be sweeter and easier to mash. Mash them nice and smooth. We'll leave them aside. And we have 1 stick of butter here at room temperature. Whisk it until it's nice and creamy. And add 1 cup of brown sugar. You can use white sugar if you'd like. Give it a nice whisk until it's creamy and smooth. Now it's creamy and fluffy. We'll start adding the eggs. We have 3 eggs at room temperature. We will add 1 at a time. Don't add them all at once. 1 by 1 and whisk them so the mixture will remain creamy and smooth. If you dump them all at once, it will separate from the butter, and it will be difficult to combine them nicely together again. And now we have the last egg. And now we will add 1/3 of a cup of buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, you can add a teaspoon of white vinegar or lemon juice to the milk when it curds, so it's ready to be used. Now add the bananas. Two cups of all-purpose flour. And this is the 2nd cup. We're not using cake flour for this recipe. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And 2 teaspoons of baking powder. This is the 2nd one. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon. 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now we will use the spatula to fold the flour in the batter. No need for the whisk. Because we're using all-purpose flour, we don't want to overmix the batter so it doesn't harden. We will have a nice and soft cake. One teaspoon of salt. Just make sure that all the flour is mixed well in the batter. Now we're adding some walnuts. Walnuts is optional. If you don't want to add it, it's up to you. But it's nice to have a nutty texture in the cake. This recipe will make 2 loaf size cakes. So I've lined 2 loaf pans with baking paper and I just greased them a little bit. It will take around 40 to 45 minutes in a preheated oven into 180 degrees Celsius. If you will bake them in one pan, then you will need a little bit more time in the oven. Test it with a toothpick, nice and clean. Your cake is ready to serve. It smells so good, it tastes wonderful. I hope you give it a try and leave me a comment down below. See you next time in a new recipe. Thank you so much for watching.